Okay, today what we're going to talk about is growing wheatgrass and barleygrass from seed. And what you'll see here is I have a bag of barley seed. I bought this online from a farm that's totally an organic farm called Hancock Seed Company down in Florida. I also have soft white wheat. I prefer to use soft white wheat, but you can also use red hard wheat. Either one of these will grow wheatgrass. This is from Patel Brothers stores. These are both very cheap. This is about $5, $6, and this is about $3 for the bag, and this is what's left in there. And what I have here is a mason jar, just a regular like jelly jar, mason jar, and this is the lid. And what I've done to this lid, as you'll see, is I took nails and I punched a bunch of little holes in here. They're small enough that the seeds will not come through, but they're large enough to let the water flow through. And what I'm going to do here is I like to mix half and half. You can go and make all barley seed if you want. You can also make all wheatgrass if you want. And what I do is I mix it half and half in this container, and I want to fill it almost half full. Set up this one here. Fell here. Put a little more of this in there. So that's enough of the barley seed. And a little more of the wheatgrass. And as you'll see in the mason jar, that leaves it about halfway. And the reason for this lid is I'm going to get this wet, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill this up with water, and then I'm going to let it sit for about 8 to 10 hours so it soaks it all in, and then I'll pour it out. I don't have to take to remove them to do that. Makes it very easy to do. And then what you do is once a day you fill it with water and pour it out. You keep them wet, and what they're going to do over the next 3 days, they're going to start to root. They'll start to have little white roots that come out, and once they've gotten to where they're about the length of half of your thumb joint, or your thumbnail, basically about that long, about a half an inch to an inch long. That's when you want to take them out, and what you're going to do is you're going to take a container like what I've got here. You can take a bigger container if you want. You can make more if you want. This is enough to do 2 of these containers easily, possibly even 3. And what I'll do is I'll fill it about this full with topsoil, potting soil, really good soil I want in here. And then what I do is I fill it up, the whole top with it, and then I sprinkle on top of it some more topsoil so it stays moist. If you don't put that extra little bit of topsoil on top of the seeds, what'll happen is they tend to dry out. And what's going to happen is, so it takes about 3 days for them to root, possibly up to 5, and then you put them in soil like this, and what'll happen is then the shoots start to come up, and it takes about roughly, with this is barley grass you're looking at here. Barley grass takes a little bit longer to grow, but it grows thicker. And this is probably about 5 days growth right here. And then it'll eventually become like this. This is after about a week, week and a half. And you'll see it's starting to flop over. It looks very nice and thick. This is what you want. This is about the height where you're going to start cutting this. Obviously, wheatgrass is going to grow a little taller and a little thinner. But when you mix it up like I do, so it's half and half, that's best. You get the benefits of both. Barley grass has more anti-cancerous properties to it. Wheatgrass is considered more of an aphrodisiac, and it has a lot of, they basically have a lot of the same nutrient values, but you'll see there's a slight difference between, like, one has more magnesium than the other. They're both great, very healthy for you to juice with. Or you can use them in a salad. You can use them in a sandwich. I've used them a lot of times in a sandwich. You can pull this off and put it in a sandwich. Very good, very healthy for you. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill this with water. And for the purpose of seeding, it doesn't matter if you use tap water or if you use filtered water. It really doesn't matter. It's just to get the seeds wet and to get them to start growing. So as you can see now, I've got it filled up to the top with water. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to let that sit for, as I said, about 8 hours or so, and then I'll dump that out. I'll just pour it over, let it all come out the top. And then what I'm going to do is twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening, I'm going to fill it with water again, get everything wet, shake it up around, and pour it out. I don't want to leave them in water after the first time for a long period of time. And the reason being is what will happen is it'll cause them to have root rot or to die. We don't want that to happen. So once they start to, in about 3 days, they'll start to have their shoots out, they'll start rooting, then we'll go and plant them after they've gotten to about half an inch long, 3/4 of an inch long, an inch long. And then we'll put them in a pot or a flat like this, or you can, this is just a cake pan, these work great. You can also use larger ones, the flats they have at Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, those work great too. And then just grow them, water. Once they start to grow like this, you just water them once a day. That's all they need, because if you water them too much, they'll tend to get root rot, and they'll tend to, see, this is healthy. It's a little dry right here, but it's good and healthy, and you water it once a day, and that's the way you want it. Nice and green, very healthy, and it makes great juices. All you need for juicing, we've got great videos. Watch one of our videos on juicing wheatgrass, juicing barleygrass, and they'll tell you over and over again the same thing you'll see in many documentaries out there. Just go on Netflix, you can watch all kinds of documentaries. They'll tell you how great wheatgrass and barleygrass juice is for your health. So learn about this, take back your health. Don't let the healthcare system that we have today, which is broken in America, dictate to you that you need to take this medication and this medication and this medication and treat what you have. Instead, be proactive, and you'll see that there's so many people out there that have had diabetes, had heart disease, had cancer, and they've beaten it with wheatgrass, barleygrass, and similar derivatives of cereal grasses that are very healthy for you to have. Thank you for watching this video. Please like it and subscribe, and have a great day, and here's to your health.